History, passion, pure speed, and an ability to take forged materials, paint them red, and craft them into living engineering. Scuderia Ferrari are synonymous with Formula One. This weekend in Mugello, Ferrari celebrate an astonishing milestone: 1,000 races in Formula One. The sport's longest active team, they've competed in every single championship since F1 began over 70 years ago. The records speak for themselves: 15 drivers' titles, 16 constructors' championships, and 238 race victories, making them the most successful Formula One team of all time. Their journey began in 1929 when a young Italian named Enzo Ferrari founded the team as a works outfit for the established manufacturer Alfa Romeo, and debuted the now famous Cavallino Rampante, the prancing horse. After a decade, the two parted ways, with Enzo banned from racing under his own name for 4 years. Then in 1947, a deep red racing car took to the streets of Modena for the first time. The first car to bear the Ferrari logo and the 125S. A year later, the car was modified to meet Formula One regulations, and so the Ferrari 125 F1 was born. In 1950, the Formula One World Championship was established, with Scuderia Ferrari as one of the founding members. They didn't make it to the first round in Britain due to financial disputes, but entered the subsequent race, the 1950 Monaco Grand Prix, where Alberto Ascari managed to clinch second place. That first Formula One season was dominated by Enzo's old employer, Alfa Romeo. But in 1951, Ferrari's José Froilán González took the checkered flag at Silverstone to clinch the team's first ever win. A taste of things to come. Following Alfa Romeo's withdrawal from Formula One, Ferrari seized their opportunity. A first Drivers' Championship title was delivered by Ascari in 1952, which he was able to defend the following season. Ascari tragically died in 1955, and to this day his championships remain the only titles won by an Italian for the team. These victories would be the springboard for further successes in the 50s. Three-time world champion Juan Manuel Fangio claimed his fourth title with Ferrari in 1956, with Britain's Mike Hawthorn adding the 1958 championship. But it wasn't until 1961 that Ferrari finally clinched the coveted crown of Constructors' Champions, a title chased by the team since its introduction in 1958. They repeated the feat in 1964 with the legendary John Surtees. The next decade proved to be full of tragedies, setbacks, and missed chances for the Italian team, and Enzo had to sell half of the company to Fiat in 1969 in order to secure the survival of the Formula One team. The caveat being that Enzo would remain in control of all racing activities. In 1974, Luca di Montezemolo became manager of the Scuderia and hired a young Niki Lauda. The following year, Lauda helped develop the Ferrari 312T and went on to pick up the drivers' and constructors' crown. Ferrari were back. After his horrendous crash at the Nürburgring, the Austrian missed out on the 1976 championship by just 1 point from James Hunt, although Ferrari did still take the constructors' title. But his miraculous recovery was completed in 1977, with Lauda leading the Italian team to the driver-constructor double. The team won an impressive 6 constructors' titles in the period between 1975 and 1983, relying on the mastery of legendary drivers such as Mario Andretti, Jody Scheckter, Gilles Villeneuve, and the aforementioned Lauda. But success is never a guarantee in Formula One, and Ferrari struggled to find form for the remainder of the 80s. In 1988, the team's founder and leader, Enzo Ferrari, died at the age of 90. Less than a month later, during a season utterly dominated by McLaren, Gerhard Berger managed to secure a win in front of the Tifosi in Monza, an emotional victory he dedicated to the memory of Enzo.
It's for Mr. Ferrari and myself, both together.
The 90s started with the now infamous showdown between Ferrari's Alain Prost and McLaren's Ayrton Senna in Japan. A collision on the first lap went in Senna's favour, as Ferrari and Prost lost out on the Drivers' Championship. The Frenchman would be fired before the end of the 1991 season, as the team endured a 3-year winless run, the longest in their history. In 1993, Jean Todt was hired by Luca di Montezemolo as team principal, the first non-Italian to run the Scuderia. This move would lead to one of the most dominant eras in Formula One to date. Todt lured then two-time world champion Michael Schumacher from Benetton, who in turn brought Ross Brawn over from his old team. With the addition of Rory Byrne, Ferrari now had all the pieces in place to develop a championship-winning car once again. Success didn't come straight away, but Ferrari managed to pick up a handful of wins over the next few seasons, most memorably at the 1996 Italian Grand Prix, their first win on home soil since Gerhard Berger's emotional victory in 1988.
So many emotions, so many people enjoying themselves.
In 1999, Schumacher crashed out on the first lap of the British Grand Prix and missed out on 6 races due to a broken leg. Despite that, with the help of replacement Mika Salo and teammate Eddie Irvine, who was only 2 points shy of the driver's title, Ferrari managed to secure their first Constructors' Championship since 1983. The turn of the millennium brought with it a new era of dominance. Schumacher clinched the driver's crown at the 2000 Japanese Grand Prix.
We did it!
Ferrari's first driver's title for 21 years. This was the launch of an astounding run of supremacy for the Italian team, resulting in 6 constructor and 5 driver championships in a row, a level of superiority never before witnessed in the sport.
Absolutely brilliant job.
After being denied glory by Renault in 2005 and 2006, Ferrari were back and clinched 2 more constructors' titles and a driver's title with Kimi Räikkönen in 2007 and 2008. Ferrari experienced several near misses in the 2010s, with former world champions Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel both coming agonisingly close on numerous occasions to winning the driver's title for the team.
Yes, great drive, Ferrari's back.
However, as history shows us, you can never write Ferrari off.
Yes! Sì, ragazzi!
Now, more than 90 years after it all began, the Prancing Horse approaches its 1000th race. Though fortunes may have faded in recent years, the passion of the Tifosi rages on. And whilst those supporters still roar,
Nice one.
the Scuderia shows no sign of slowing down. Forza Ferrari.